Okay. I'm not. Okay, slideshow, I think. Okay. All right. Hi, I'm Holly. I chose option one for the class, and my topic is online deviance classification. So let's get started. Okay. So classifying online deviance. My online deviance theme is trying to separate your smaller scale online crimes, such as hacking into social medias, from your large scale online crimes, such as cyberbullying. I chose this type of deviant group because I wanted to show how some forms of online abuse are more extreme than just like your physical in-person abuse. I wanted to introduce a new way of thinking when it comes to online deviance and how there should be separate categories depending on the severity of the online crime. Another purpose of my analysis was to show that online crimes can be just as severe as physical crimes. And I didn't put the definition in here because I didn't want to like overwhelm with information to start my classification, but I'm going to give you the exact definition of cybercrime, which is online deviance. And it's any criminal activity using a computer, network, or digital device, either as the target of, or the tool, to illegally access, transmit, or manipulate data, often for financial gain, political motives, or disruption. So my next slide is going to be my description and my background. The deviant group I'm categorizing is people who choose to use their online privileges in a deviant way and in a harmful way. And then I want to separate, just online hacking of social medias to your violent crimes. And we'll get more into violent crime in a minute. This group is referred to as the cyber deviant group. Previous classifications are limited because they want to categorize them into four categories, which is like cyber trespass, cyber deception and theft, cyber pornography and obscenity, and then your cyber violence. I wanted to make it three categories because I do believe that cyber violence and cyber pornography and obscenity were one and the same, or at least fell in the same category as much as like severity, as far as severity goes. So some key findings I had, the patterns that I observed was that cyberbullying and cyberstalking were not taken as seriously as regular in-person bullying and stalking. People tend to disregard these online behaviors and they're not treated as serious. Some patterns were that online stalking and online bullying are just as common as in-person stalking and bullying, if not more prevalent. I also found that cyber pornography was very prevalent online and is also not taken as seriously. This is when someone posts an image of you online, whether you're half clothed or naked without your consent, and then these images spread all over the internet. That is cyber pornography. Cybercrimes are harder to track down due to the level of anonymity one can receive online, but they're not impossible to figure out. They're just harder to track down due to like all the firewalls and everything that you can have with online stuff. So my sociological analysis I chose was structural functionalism. This views deviance as a consequence of society structure, often related to social disorganization or a breakdown of social control. I chose it because I believed that this form of online deviance was due to how we've structured society since cell phones and social medias have come into our lives. We weren't taught the rights and wrongs of social media growing up. We were just kind of thrown into it. So we really just lost all social control when that happened. We were very disorganized with how we were dealing with it. We were very unsure of things. We've lost all control over what people say online due to how disorganized we are with the internet. It isn't set up properly because if it was, then people wouldn't be so easily able to comment something hurtful to someone online. Instead, it gave people even more easy access to say whatever they want to whoever at any time. Um, and growing up, we weren't able to filter comments. Like I said, we were new, that wasn't a thing. We didn't know about it. And most apps, still to this day, even after all the progress that we've made with it, still allow you to say whatever harmful words you want without any repercussions. An example of that is Twitter. You can say and post whatever you want on Twitter, and you get no consequences. You still have your account, you're not blocked, nothing like that. So, interpretation and implications. My deviance example that I'm going to show you, and how I broke it down shows that society has to realize that online abuse behaviors are just as deviant as physical in-person behaviors. A psychological factor that is important is trying to remember your own mental state before you write something. So, a lot of the research I found that when people wrote things online that were harmful, hurtful, they were going through, depression or they were having a lot of anxiety, and that did influence their words and how they acted online. And that can be harmful because you don't know what the other person is going through that you're saying these words to, and they can potentially harm themselves, and it becomes cyber violence. Strengths of my classification system are trying to show cyber victims that they're seen and heard and their stories matter and they are a severe type of online crime. Some limitations are trying to explain to people with this classification system how identity theft isn't as serious of a crime as cyberbullying and cyber stalking, cyber harassment, cyber pornography, cyber violence, all of that. Just that's not saying that, the police shouldn't take it as serious. It's just saying cyberbullying, cyber violence, cyber pornography can literally ruin someone's life just by putting that out there. They may not be able to get a job or they may hurt themselves. And identity theft, your things can be easily recovered. You can shut off your credit card. You can get a new social security card, to things like that. It's not discrediting what happened to them. It's just saying someone died because someone was bullied online. And this is my classification table. So your type A crimes are going to be your less severe crimes, and it's going to be hacking into social media profiles or streaming profiles like Instagram, Snapchat, Netflix. Your type B crimes are going to be identity theft, stealing company information, wire fraud. These are a little more extreme because, with Instagram, Snapchat, you're able to contact the company and most likely you get your account back. But with identity theft, you have to get all new credit and bank cards, all new social security cards, and things like that. So it's a little more extreme. And then your really extreme is your type C, which is cyberbullying, cyber stalking, cyber violence, cyber harassment, cyber pornography, and obscenity. That's your type C crime. So, in conclusion, the key takeaway I want from all of this is to take and treat personal online crimes more seriously. Hacking someone's social media is an easy fix, or it's an easier fix, but bullying someone online until they harm themselves is not. So, once a human's life is lost, it can't be fixed. However, getting your social media back can be fixed. Deviance comes in all forms, but there are more severe forms, even online, even though people don't see it as so. Hacking into someone's social media should not be an equal crime as cyber stalking someone and cyber violence because at the end of the day, if someone was stalking you in person, it would be a more severe crime than if they hacked your social media. And then here are my references. Thank you so much.